Big news is shaking up the fast food industry in California, and it's something you've got to hear. Fast food workers across California are facing a tough time, with many losing their jobs. But it's not because business is slow, it's all because of a new law. California's new minimum wage law is making waves in the fast food industry. This law, signed into effect by Governor Gavin Newsom in September 2023, is quite the headline. What it does is simple yet impactful. It raises the minimum wage for fast food workers in California to $20 an hour, which started from April 1st, 2024. This change applies specifically to fast food chains with 60 or more locations across the nation, excluding establishments that make and sell their own bread. The journey to this law wasn't sudden. It's built on a backdrop where, historically, fast food workers were among the lowest paid employees in the country. Before this legislation, the statewide minimum wage for most workers stood around $16 per hour, significantly higher than the federal minimum wage of $7.25 an hour. Yet, despite California's higher baseline, fast food workers often earned just a bit more, averaging $16.60 an hour in 2022. Given the high cost of living in California, this wage was seen as insufficient for many workers who relied on these jobs for their livelihoods, not just as a temporary gig or a side hustle. Governor Newsom's signing of AB 1228 into law marked a pivotal moment. This legislation wasn't only about increasing wages, it represented a broader initiative to address the disparities in labor rights and compensation in the fast food sector. The law also brought into existence the Fast Food Council, an entity tasked with overseeing and recommending further adjustments to wages and working conditions within the industry. This council includes representatives from both the workforce and the employers, ensuring that all voices are heard in the ongoing conversation about fair labor practices in fast food establishments. The Service Employees International Union celebrated this law as a historic victory, aiming to set new standards not just for wages but also for safety and training in the fast food sector. This is a significant step up from the previous statewide minimum wage of $16 per hour, applying a much-needed boost to workers in the fast food industry. But speaking of the fast food industry, not everyone's throwing a party. Restaurant owners are sweating bullets over how this increase means they'll need to cut jobs or hike prices to keep the lights on. And it's hitting pizzerias hard. Big names like Pizza Hut, Southern California Pizza, Round Table Pizza, and Vitality Bowls are all having to let go of staff in response to this new wage law. Take Pizza Hut, for example. The chain, known for its wide range of pizzas, is facing some tough decisions. With the wage increase set to take effect, several Pizza Hut franchisees are gearing up to trim their teams significantly. We're talking about a reported total of 2,000 workers across Orange, Los Angeles, Riverside, San Bernardino, and Ventura counties, and even stretching into Sacramento, Central California, Southern Oregon, and the Reno-Tahoe area. These aren't just any jobs. These are delivery services that many of us rely on for our pizza fix. The franchisees say they're looking at cutting out delivery services entirely in these areas, switching instead to third-party delivery platforms like Uber Eats or DoorDash. Pizza Hut spokesperson says, where select California franchisees have elected to make changes to their staffing approach, access to delivery service will continue to be available via Pizza Hut's mobile app, website, and phone ordering, and the customer ordering experience will remain consistent. The reason behind these drastic moves? The franchisees and other fast food giants are bracing for the financial impact of the wage bump. A spokesperson from Pizza Hut emphasized that franchisees operate independently, making decisions based on local market dynamics while still aiming to provide top-notch service through carryout and other delivery methods. And it's not just Pizza Hut feeling the heat. Other players in the fast food industry, including names like KFC and Taco Bell, are keeping a close eye on how this unfolds, though they haven't made any official moves just yet. Then there's Chipotle and McDonald's, who've openly stated that this wage increase is going to hit their operating costs. Chipotle's CEO even mentioned on an earnings call that prices would likely see an adjustment to cover these new costs, hinting at a future where your burrito bowl might cost you a bit more. Excalibur Pizza, a key player under the Round Table Pizza umbrella, is trimming down its team by cutting 73 driver positions in April. This move accounts for a significant 21% reduction in its workforce. The company is pivoting towards third-party delivery services, echoing a trend that's gaining momentum across the state as restaurant operators seek solutions to rising operating costs. The fast food chains affected are not just making these adjustments out of the blue. They're responses to a tightrope walk between managing higher wages and staying afloat amid escalating operational expenses. The legislation's broad scope means a wide array of fast food establishments, including those serving coffee, donuts, and boba tea, must comply, further stirring the pot. On the brighter side, this transition to third-party delivery services isn't seen as a loss, but rather a shift in job opportunities within the industry. However, the underlying challenge remains, which is balancing higher wages with sustainable business operations. As companies like Chipotle hint at price hikes to meet wage requirements, and Starbucks emphasizes enhancing partner experiences, it's evident the fast food landscape in California is undergoing a significant transformation. The impact on customers is equally nuanced. Fast food chains, faced with increased labor costs, are passing these expenses on to consumers. A consensus among various business owners suggests an inevitable rise in menu prices, with some estimating increases of 5% to 15%. This escalation not only affects the affordability of fast food, but also raises questions about the broader implications for inflation and living costs in the state. Small business owners, while not directly impacted by the legislation requiring at least 60 locations nationwide, feel the pressure to raise wages to remain competitive in attracting employees. This domino effect heightens the strain on all food service establishments, pushing up prices across the board. It's a challenging scenario for businesses like Fisherman's Pizzeria, grappling with the prospect of losing potential employees to higher-paying fast food chains and the need to hire less efficiently as a result. The new law's broader aim to establish a fast food council with the power to further adjust wages underscores the ongoing evolution of labor standards in the industry. Yet, as businesses navigate these changes, the inevitable price hikes and job reconfigurations spotlight the delicate balance between advancing workers' rights and sustaining the fast food industry's economic viability. So, here's my take on California's leap to a $20 minimum wage for fast food workers. It's a bold step, right? For workers, it's a significant boost that could change lives, making the daily grind feel a bit more rewarding. Yet for the restaurants, especially our go-to spots like Pizza Hut and Round Table Pizza, it's a tough cookie to crumble. They're juggling to keep the team on board without letting the prices skyrocket. Looking ahead, this trend might reshape the fast food industry and potentially set a precedent for other states. How will it affect our dining habits, the job market, and the broader economy? Only time will tell. Now, I want to hear from you. Drop your thoughts in the comments, share this video to spread the word, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more updates. Thanks for sticking around, and remember, every bit of awareness we raise together makes a difference. Stay informed, stay engaged, and I'll see you in the next one.